Now this is good. This one's good. No, that's so cool. I actually really like this picture. I'm gonna save it. You know what? I have a better idea, actually. I think we need to start off with a different background here. I think this is potentially, not potentially, it is, well, you know. Should we do something cool, like when he dunks or does cool stuff, or should it be like, oh man, Kai Jones in college? Dude, I fell in love with this dude. This dude, have you seen his We're gonna look him up. Kai Jones corner 3, net. Look at that, jab step, jab step. Whoa, look at him, look at him. You know what? How about him guarding Wembanyama? Or how about him dunking on Wembanyama? I found it. Him dunking on. To think, this was before everything happened. This was before everything happened this summer. He dunked on Wemby, and he just went nuts. Okay, so here's why I think Charlotte is going to go from one of the worst teams in the league to one of the most improved teams in the league and potentially getting a playoff spot. I don't think people pay attention to what's happening in Charlotte or what has happened the last couple of years. Everyone just thinks they suck because they suck. While that's partly true, there's a lot of reason to think the Hornets are going to be a lot better this year, and last year was actually, believe it or not, an outlier. When's the last time the Hornets were that bad? It's been a long time, and there's a reason for it, and there's a reason I think they're going to be better this year. Like, a lot better this year. Alright, so the first big thing, obviously, they got their second best player back. Miles Bridges, I'm not going to get into much of anything about the legal stuff. Frankly, there's nothing we can do. He's back on the Hornets, so I'm going to talk about him as a Charlotte Hornets basketball player, and that's where I'm going to leave it. Miles Bridges is a very, very good basketball player. Or at least he was. Back in 2021, let me look up his stats for you real quick while I'm looking at this. Alright, so this was the last year he was on the Hornets. You can see he was 35 minutes a game. He was literally, like, what do you call it, the workhorse of the team? Is that what they call it when they're talking about, like, running back committees and stuff? But, like, backs of the workhorse, they just get all the snaps and stuff. He literally played the most minutes on the team, and he was always on the court. 20 points per game, 49% field goal percentage, 33% from 3, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, and a steal. No matter what you think about him as a person, he's on the Hornets, and this is the level of player he was before. He just got added to this Hornets team. Him and LaMelo were one of the best tandems to watch every night, and it wasn't just because they were putting on highlights. It's because both of them were extremely impactful, and LaMelo Ball is an impactful player, okay? Don't overthink it. Watch the games. 20-point per game scorer. He was their leading scorer that year on a team where they had, was it like 5 or 6 people? Maybe I can find the graphic. All right, this was from January, late January of 2022. Oh, how can I show this to you? Ooh, this is so crusty. All right, basically what it's saying, last team to finish the season with 5 players with 16.5 points a game. LaMelo, Terry, Hayward, Kelly Oubre, and Miles Bridges, and Bridges was the leading scorer. That was my whole point, is that we had 5 people averaging over 16.5 points a game. Think about that. How many teams have that right now? Seriously, go take a look. I have no idea. Doesn't matter. Bridges was the leading scorer on a team with a bunch of scorers. Now they're getting him back. Clearly they needed someone who had some sort of downhill presence, someone who could attack the glass, shoot, dribble, play make. Bridges can do all these things, and he's going to be added to this team. The first and foremost, number one reason why the team is going to be better. Miles Bridges is going to be back. Despite what you think about him as a player, he's back, whether we like it or not, and he's going to help the Charlotte Hornets win more basketball games. The heck happened to Mark? No, this is the second reason why the Hornets are going to be a good basketball team. Look at the face. Look at him. This is Mark Williams. If you haven't seen him, that's fine. I don't expect you to. You haven't watched Charlotte Hornets basketball. If you're not a Hornets fan, I wonder why you were watching Charlotte Hornets basketball last year. If you are a Hornets fan, I'm still wondering why you're. He is a double-double machine. Basically, he could perform at Clint Capella levels right now. Like, he basically does. He got like 20 and he got a 2020 game his rookie season last year against Bam in the Heat. Bam in the Heat. Yeah, here you go. Mark Williams, 17 points, 6 rebounds, 5 blocks versus the Rockets. I highly encourage you to go look at some Mark Williams highlights because, first of all, he was playing in the G League early on, tearing it up. Ooh, I don't know if we can we even see that? Tearing it up, 37 and 11, 29, 14 and 3. This was a real NBA game, 17 and 13. Here's one of the Swarm games, another one. I think that's the same thing. I don't know how to. This was the Heat game, so it was 18 and 20. I mean, if you haven't watched him, go watch him. He's literally the Hornets' defensive anchor. He's a lob threat for LaMelo, and coaching staff loves to tell you we're working on him shooting threes. Look at that. Look at this. So nice. LaMelo is like 6'8", by the way, too. So if you were wondering the size of Mark Williams, he's like 7'1". Yeah, everyone wants to talk about Walker Kessler for good reason. Walker Kessler is very good. And Jalen Thurin, who, I mean, his potential is better than Mark Williams, but he has not played better than Mark Williams. This dude just never gets talked about. He's literally going to hold down the defense and protect the rim. That's something the Hornets haven't had in so long. Reason number, I don't even know where we're at. Here's another reason. Brandon Miller. Okay, so there's a lot of people who wanted Scoot Henderson. For a long time during the draft process, when I saw, even before I knew the Hornets had the number 2 pick, I was looking through and I said, I liked Brandon Miller better than Scoot. He's got some flaws. Brandon Miller does. He doesn't get like awesome separation, and that's kind of scary to be a wing who's compared to like Paul George and Chris Middleton. He's like maybe can't create his own shot. Defensively, I just kept thinking, you don't pass up on these scoring two-way wings. Like, these are the guys that are winning in this league. Like Tatum and Jaylen Brown, like those dudes are the core of a championship team. Everyone wants those kind of guys. The Clippers have Paul George and Kawhi. They're part of a championship level team. These are the guys you're looking for. Wiggins, he helped get the Warriors. Without Wiggins, the Warriors don't win. These two-way wings are literally what help you win championships. Aaron Gordon. Did you see Aaron Gordon play? Two-way wings. That's what wins. So I was like, this guy should go. Then the Hornets got the second pick. And I'm thinking, okay, am I actually convicted here? Is this actually what I want? And I started getting scared. And I started thinking, well, yeah, Scoot maybe can't shoot. And yeah, Scoot maybe I don't see him creating for himself a lot. A lot of it was just straight pick and roll, like spamming it. And I was like, yeah, but he is so electric. Like, he is so fast and twitchy. And so I started getting scared. But, you know, as we came to draft day, I really wanted Scoot then. I had switched sides, basically, and been like, I don't want to pass up on Scoot. I'm scared to pass up on Scoot. It wasn't that, like, I believe in Scoot more than I believe in Brandon Miller. I don't think that was actually ever the case. But if Scoot is what everyone is excited about him potentially being, if you pass up on that, but Brandon Miller's going to be fine. He's going to be a helpful piece, and if he ends up breaking out, if he has just a nice rookie year, he's very good. Okay, he's very good. He's a number 2 pick in the draft for a reason. Woj said a lot of people had him number 2 on their board for a reason. I'm not mad about having Brandon Miller on my team. I'm actually extremely excited. I think he could play 2 through 4, and to have that kind of versatility on the roster is good. LaMelo Ball, 36 games played. Miles Bridges, 0 games played. So if you have, those are your 2 best players, like by far, they were your 2 all-star quality, all-star caliber players. If the 2 of them combined have 36 games played in the season, first of all, the team's not like that good. So if your 2 best players are out for that long, who's on the team? Who are you expecting to step up? Terry Rozier, 63 games. He missed like 20 games. That's not nothing. Terry Rozier's probably their 3rd best player. PJ played 73, which was good. Kelly Oubre, he played 48, so half, basically, a little more than half. Gordon Hayward played 50. So you seeing a trend here? There's 82 games in a season. Look, every team has injuries. It's not a full excuse. I'm just saying, LaMelo, Miles, Terry, Hayward, these guys that are your starters combining for a very few amount of games. They want a team that wasn't like that good to begin with. Come on, man. If they can stay healthy and and they get all those things back that they didn't have last year that I talked about in this video, it's almost impossible for them not to be a better team than they were before. They were 43 wins. 43 wins. People don't even talk about that. People say the Hornets have always been terrible. They were over 500 that year. They were a winning team. Now, they got smoked in the play-in. But I guess my point was, this is probably the most talented Hornets team that they've had since, I couldn't tell you when, 2016. They're going to be one of the league's most improved teams. They're going to be exciting to watch, and I think they're going to be competitive in like pretty much every single game. So that's that. That was it. I just thought it'd be interesting to go over these points. I don't think people think about this very much, and you know what? If you don't, I don't blame you for not thinking about this very much, because I'm a loser for thinking about this stuff. I'm just a Hornets fan who just wants Hornets basketball back, and I just want a winner. I think there's a chance that we can be a good team this year, and for the sake of my sanity, please, can the Hornets be good this year? Let me know.